Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco number KT360N. This is a lifting mechanism is what it is. This is a unit that I know for sure works on modern versions of their S-20 standard roof hatch. If you have a model with a single lifting mechanism, according to the factory, it's a KT360N is what you need. If it's a model that has two lifting mechanisms, you would use their RPR S180, and there's a link below this video to that. Where else it's possibly used, I don't know. Bilco does not publish, that I'm aware of, a listing of all of their roof hatches and the bill of materials of the parts that go along with it, even though we could take a serial number and ask the factory to tell us the bill of material, meaning you have an existing Bilco roof hatch and you need to replace the lifting mechanism and you have no idea which one it is. With that serial number, we can go back to the factory and ask them to provide that information, and they will certainly do so. This is a 360-pound rated unit. These lifting mechanisms can come in a 100-pound rating, 180. They have one they call 200-pound. They have a 300-pound. They have a 360-pound. They have a 400-pound, a 480-pound. They're not all for roof hatches. Those big ones are going to be really used on those vault doors. You know, doors that are way heavier than a roof hatch lid. But this video is to serve as visual evidence of the KT360N and dimensional evidence, because a lot of the time we're not able to identify something except for the dimensional properties that we can put together. This item is also going to include a one-ear zinc dichromate steel-based mounting unit for the upper lid assembly. Okay, so this is going to be used to mount that to the underside of the lid. Okay, most of the brackets that you'll see are two L-shaped brackets. Well, this is handy because it certainly eliminates the handing of those. So rather than having one left and one right, here's a single piece. I hope that they're migrating to all of these, because I have seen these before in published documentation, and that would be awfully nice. However, they'd have to phase those in because you have so many of these units that are existing without with two brackets is what I'm driving at. So you're going to also have your bottom boot assembly. Okay, that's going to fit right inside of there. It's going to go backwards this way. I think we had it right the first time. Okay. Time to pull the drawing up. Yeah, here we go. It is indeed going to look like this. Sloped end towards the top. That's certainly going to articulate ever so slightly. That bracket is going to hang like this. There is a link below this video to the technical drawing that will show this all to you. So let's get some dimensional properties. Your upper mounting bracket, overall width, or depth I guess, about 2 15/16. Overall height, about 3.5. Overall thickness, about 1 inch. Okay. Your bottom boot assembly, its overall width, about 2 5/8 or so. Overall height, about 1 13/16, with an overall projection at about 2 1/8. You're going to get the fasteners that you will require. This large bolt, which is probably every bit of 3/8, if not slightly bigger. Whoa, glad it wasn't glass. That's the bolt assembly for the top portion. That'll go right through and bolt together. Then you're going to have 2 bolts for up here. You'll have 2 more bolts for the aluminum boot on the bottom, and that does mean indeed we'll have 4 hex cap screws and 2 nuts is what we'll have. Okay. That nut should go on the sidewall, those two nuts. This would generally be drilled and tapped to the underside of the lid. So now some dimensional properties. I'm going to give you the diameter, the outside diameter of the upper and lower tubes. And sometimes I'm able to determine what a client has based on this. That upper tube is going to be 2.572. 2.572 inch. That lower tube .147. 2.147. Now, I get the question pretty often, hey, what is the length of it when it's fully compressed, and what's the length of it when it's fully extended? I have no idea. Overall length in a partially compressed status is about 14 1/8. So here's the bottom line. They ship these things out partially compressed. That pin runs through here. That's a 360-pound rated spring. You don't cut the zip tie until you're ready to go live. And what I mean is you're going to remove the old one, you're going to replace and fully bolt the new one. The lid should be in about a 35-degree or so orientation. I might be, I'd keep it probably about there where you're working on it. I'd have somebody control the top of the lid pretty soundly, and then I would carefully pull that pin out. I would quickly remove it out. The point of the matter is fully compressed. Well, that would be when it's installed in a closed position, and then fully extended would be when you are in a proper open degree, which is probably about 80 degree would be my guess. That's how you go about installing these. They used to have a tool that would allow you to compress the spring to bolt it, but I imagine they found that to be a bit cantankerous and came up with the ingenious idea of just adding pins and then shipping them all compressed. You have to, you're gonna want to work on the unit obviously with the lid at least partially open, and that's what they've come to. So you're going to want to make sure that everything is rock solid once it's installed, because you've got a lot of spring tension here that's going to be released at that point. Okay, obviously if you're dealing with a lid that requires a 360-pound rated spring, you're dealing with a heavier lid. Obviously you'll hopefully not be attempting the repair alone. Now, the important thing is, if you need help identifying parts, get us that serial number. We'll always be able to get the bill of material for that installation. If you're not sure, give us some dimensional properties, photographs. That all can be sent to us via email. Would be the best way to go. We can then attempt to visually identify what you have. It would also be helpful to know the width and the depth of the roof hatch, and then the composition of what it's made of. Is it aluminum or is it steel? Because that weight is going to play a big role in helping determine which lifting mechanism you need. If you have any questions on the Bilco KT360N replacement lifting mechanism that for sure comes out of an S20 if it's a single unit, or any other Bilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.